The ultimate goal of farming is not the growing of crops, but the cultivation and perfection of human beings, is a saying from the One Straw Revolution. And here comes Gulshan Banu to define the future agriculture.
The knowledge of power is within you. You can do anything and everything. As the greatest quotes of Swami Vivekananda, I just start my speech. My dear friends and my dear brothers and sisters, do you know from which department I'm from? Yeah, I am from the CSC department and I'm here to take a very different topic based on the future agriculture. So, when the mail came for me like you have a competition based on Wink and you can present ideas based on it, I was just continually thinking that in which way I can share my ideas and which way I can change the future of the Indian. In that way, I thought the future agriculture is one of the things which is greatly decreasing. My dear friends, and I'm here to share a few ideas in which the future agriculture could be changed. Agriculture is one of the significant role in the Indian development and it is one of the eternal part of the economy of India. So talking about the agriculture, before it was the contribution of agriculture was just about 50 percentage. India is one of the country which has the greatest heritage in producing all the world-class rice, millets, spices in all over the world. But now we are facing a defeat. In sense, the production of agriculture is greatly decreasing. See, most of the people say that agriculture is a waste of fact. But as a part of an agriculture family, I am a daughter of a farmer. And I don't think so that better than me, no one would express how difficult is to grow a plant and how it could be grown in a farming land. Though agriculture is facing many defects, like I'll just bring you the statistics like before, in sense, like 1950s and 1951, the GDPA of contribution of agriculture was about 51.9 percentage. But now, my dear friends, it has drastically decreased. It is just about 13.7 percentage. Where is the India going through agriculture? Do you think if the agricultural land is being decreased or it is being destroyed, the future of food and everything will exist? No, never. On behalf of speaking about the farmers, they strive a lot to bring a land in a very fruitful manner. Like, but then a farmer, he'll aim a lot to bring the greatest production from his land, but he doesn't get that much profit. There are many suicide which is committed by the farmers in and around India for the loss they defeat. For about, I think about 25,000 farmers has committed suicide for the past 15 years. It is all because they don't get that much profit in the sense that they'll try 2 or 3 times a farming land could. It is all about how a farmer defeats. Like there is also a situation prevailing in India, like it is also prevailing in north and southern countries that many of the farmers eat the burnt rat. It is all because of their poverty level. The man who just grows a crop and make the other feel satisfied with his hunger fact, he dies. It is all because of the problems he faces. And I just tell you the 3 major points in which a farmer suffers a lot in his life. One is the water. Next is the lack of employers. Next is electricity. As an engineering student and as a part of an engineering college, I just bring few of the highlighted technologies and one of the best engineers who has contributed a lot because of the agricultural land. I'll just tell you the prevailing technologies like the barracks technology, the crop in technology, egg gown technology, and many. The barracks technology is one of the best technology which highlights on the organic farming. Next is crop in technology. It highlights based on the horticulture. Next is about the egg gown technology, in which we can't tell it is like a huge technology. It is just an initiative of a small village where they initiate the farmers of what amount of crop must be grown in each and every sense. Next, I like to highlight a few of the engineering students who had done a great job for their contribution for agriculture. Mr. Girish Badregaon, he is one of the engineer who is still working in a reputed company. He is one of the men who has started his career as an engineer. Next, he thought he was from an agricultural family, and he thought in what way he could prove himself as he was from an agricultural family. He thought that why can't he implement the Internet of Things through agriculture. He made many inventions, like he bought the water technologies and the soil management, the livestock management, which was very useful for the farmers. Next, I would just take a living example. One of my brother, where I live, he is my neighbor in my village. His name is Selva Kumar. This brother, he is one of the graduate from a reputed college, whereas he worked for 1 year in one company. He resigned his job, whereas as being a mechanical science student, mechanical engineering student, he invented a new machine where the plowing could be done in a very low cost. For 1 hour, he gets about just 400 rupees from a farmer. He invented the machine, and he made like a thing that it could be useful for each and every farmers. Next is about Mukesh. He is also one of my neighbor. He is a double graduate student. Like his father died, and he was in a situation that he wanted to join in a marine-based company. Then one day, my father asked him, "What are you going to do for the next of your future?" He said, "Uncle, I think that it will not work out if I go in a reputed marine company and work. It is my job to look after my land. If I leave the land, no one is responsible to look after my land." He said that as an engineer, I might create the nation, but as a farmer and as a farmer's son, it is my duty to take care my land, and he is still doing his farming in his land. I'll just tell you that the two basic difference between the doctor and an engineer is doctor is the one who just prevents the life, and engineer is the one who creates the life. And we are engineers here who will create the life, will also protect the life, and will also invent many things. And talking about this, even I was wondering that as a computer science student, what can I do and what is my contribution towards agriculture? I just thought that in engineering field, I could implement the Internet of Things. Like, as all my friends know, Internet of Things is purely based upon the sensors. The same way, based on Internet of Things, we can use the sensors, and we can detect the temperature, the weather condition, the humidity, and we can give the information to the farmers so that a farmer know what kind of crop must be grown in that humidity on that temperature. Next is about the GPS system. What is GPS system? It is nothing about the global positioning system. It just gives the information through the satellite. Like the Google Maps, right? We use Google Maps through GPS system. In the same way, GPS is a system, if we implement it, it will just give the information about the crop detection, in which what kind of pesticide a crop is affected and what amount of pesticides we must give. Next is about, we can also use the low power tractors, in which the solar power could be implemented in a tractor, and it operates purely based on the solar power, where we can consume larger amount of fuel, etc. Next is about the dual agriculture. We in our land follow the dual agriculture, in sense we grow both coconut trees and the curry leaves, in which when we water the land, the coconut plant will consume larger amount of water, and when at times it will give the subsequence for the curry leaves too. We can also implement the burnt agriculture. Next is about, we can use the soil research purpose. We have many biotechnology students, we have many BSc Agri students here studying, and in sense they can detect that this type of soil could give this much amount of productivity, and this type of plant could be grown from this soil. Like this, we have many implementations in which we can join our hands and help a farmer for his better development of his land. My dear friends, I just want to give you a very great statistics that 35% of the American employees are from India. And they have a statistics that, they are following a new statistics that the coding technology is being implemented for even a 9-year child, so that when he grows up, all the working sectors could depend on only an American, and the work of an Indian over there is no more. Like this, we face many problems in such. If we implement the knowledge, like we are engineers, we have talent, we spend a lot of time in our WhatsApp, Facebook, etc. I don't tell that this is not impossible and it is not necessary, but my point of view is that we spend a lot of time in all the social media. Why can't we implement 50% of a brain to develop and to invent a new engineering thing or new model of some machines which could be useful for the farmers? Are we not capable of it? No. Are we not capable of it? Are we not capable of it? It is like we engineers can create whatever it is. It is in the hands of an engineer to develop the country, in the same sense to destroy a country. It is like a weapon, it is like a knife in your hand. Either you can use it for a new cause or a better cause, or else you can use the same weapon to defeat it. And I want all the engineers to use the weapon in a very useful manner. I don't tell that we must not go and work in the foreign countries, or we must not waste our knowledge to develop the technologies. My point of view is that keeping your knowledge, implement it in the agriculture field, so that agriculture can also show its shine, and it can also increase the GDP as it was before. And I as a girl, and I as a daughter of a farmer, I just take a pledge that even I go to the farmers and I just ask them what is their problems. Weekly we meet different type of farmers in and around our village. Like I'll ask them what is your problem, and they just give their solutions for me. I mean, what is the problems faced by them, and I'll just ask them in what way I could help them. Like I just go to them, many of them are illiterates there, so just I go there, I just go near them and tell that these are the possible things which could be implemented, like through internet. I can do only that. So it is the responsibility of each and every Indian to raise the Indian agriculture in each and every sense. It is our responsibility. If we can't do anything, then it is not the other responsibility. We can't pinpoint our fingers on others. It is our responsibility to bring agriculture in a very great sense. Thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity.